Hi my art friends, it's Miss Rose from the Cary Area Public Library for another fun art project for you to do at home. Today we're going to be talking about owls and we're going to be using torn paper to make this project. So, did you know some interesting facts about owls? Since we're doing this project, I thought it would be kind of fun to bring up the fact that owls not only hoot, but they scream, they whistle, they bark like a dog, they make all kinds of noises. And also what's interesting about them is they have different colored eyes depending on when they hunt for their prey. So if they're a night owl, a nocturnal owl, their eyes will be dark black or brown. If they hunt twilight, they're orange or red. And if owls hunt during the day, their eyes are yellow. So those are some fun, interesting facts about owls, and you can learn more about them by checking out an owl book from our library. Let's get started with our project. Supplies you will need for this art project are blue background paper, brown for your tree, and black also for your tree. And then depending what owl you'll be working on, we'll decide what colors you'll need, but we have white, orange, yellow, brown, some pictures of owls for you to work from, a Q-tip, a pencil, brown and black marker, some glue, and some white paint. Alright, we're going to start with our brown paper. This is going to be our tree trunk, so you'll notice that the paper is the same size as the blue background paper. We're going to take the edges of our brown paper and slowly tear. This is a tree trunk, so we just want it to be rough. And if this is hard for you to do, please ask for help, because I'm having a hard time too. So we're just tearing slowly. Okay, so that's one side of our tree trunk. Now I'm going to work on the other side. Alright, so there's our tree trunk. Alright, the next thing we're going to do is our opening for our hole in our tree for our owl to sit in. So again, I have a large piece of black paper and I'm going to tear a large oval shape. If the tearing was too hard for you for the tree trunk, you can also use your scissors and just cut your opening. But we kind of want it to be a large oval, so I'm trying not to tear a lot of paper off. There's my, I'm just going to tear a little bit off the bottom. So that's a pretty big oval shape for our tree. Okay, now that we've got our pieces torn or cut, we're going to do some gluing. I'm going to start with my tree trunk. Try not to be a glue monster. I like to go along the edge of my glue. And then some in the middle. Gonna flip this over. I'm doing it a little off to the side of the blue paper just so I have room, because we are going to have a moon in our picture for the night sky. So I'm leaving some space on the side for the moon. Okay, there's our trunk. And now we need to do our opening where our owl is going to be sitting. Again, I go around the outside and some in the middle. And that I'm pretty much going to just put right in the middle of my tree trunk. Alright, you're going to take your brown marker now and make your tree trunk look more like bark by drawing some lines and make it look rough. You can do, you know how trees have like a knot hole in them? So we're just going to make some lines. Give the illusion that our brown paper is actually some bark on a tree. Let's talk about our owls now. You need to decide what owl you're going to put in your tree. There's many owls, and depending which one you pick will be the color of paper you use. We have a tawny owl, which is brown and white. We have the great horned owl, which is also brown and white with a little bit of black in there, and he has these funny like tufts up on the top of his head. And then we have the snowy white owl that's kind of known for being in Harry Potter books. So he's black and white. So decide which owl you're going to work on first. Maybe get some books from the library and check them out, and then that'll decide what colors you'll use. Okay, I've decided to do the snowy white owl, and this is what he looks like, just to remind you. So I'm going to use my white paper, and what you're going to do is tear strips. We want, you could also cut these with a pair of scissors, but we really want the owl to look feathery, so that's why we're tearing the strips. And I'm doing long strips at first, and then I'll do shorter ones when I start gluing. So I got some white. I need some black because he's got a little bit of black in him. So I'll just do a few black strips. And then I'll just tear more as I need them. Alright, it's a good idea to draw with your pencil where your owl's gonna be. And he's kind of, my snowy owl is kind of like a rainbow shape. So I'm just going to draw that kind of shape. And you might not be able to see this very well. So I'm just drawing a rainbow shape in the black opening of the tree. Alright, now we're going to start gluing. So we do a little area at a time. So I'm just going to put some glue on my paper. And then I'm going to take my strip and do smaller pieces. Okay, I'm going to move along, do another small area. I overlap them because we don't, well, I guess it could be okay if the black showed through because our snowy owl does have some black in him, but I was just going to take my black paper and throw some black in there, which is hard to see because my background is black. Time for some more glue. Throw some black in there. And we'll just keep going along. Okay, it looks like I've got the whole area covered. Now we're going to talk about his eyes. Our snowy owl has 2 yellow eyes with black pupils. So let me show you a quick trick in cutting out 2 perfect circles the same size. I have my yellow paper. I'm going to fold it in half. And you can either draw or just cut out a circle. Since I'm cutting through 2 layers of paper, I'll get 2 eyes the same size and the same shape. We're going to fill that in with his black. And I'm going to glue those down. And I might just add a little bit of white paper on top so it doesn't look so, I don't know, wide-eyed. Alright, so we have our 2 eyes. We need a beak. Our snowy owl, some owls have orange beaks, some have yellow. Ours is black, so we need to cut a triangle shape out for his beak. That's kind of hard to see because there's already black there, so I'm going to go ahead and put some white. And then put his black beak on there so you can see it. There, that's better. Alright, also, they have claws, feet. Our snowy owl has black and white feet, so I'm just going to cut out, again, I'm going to put some white paper down here so his feet will show up in the black. And then I'm just going to do true triangles for his feet also. Again, you can do the same thing I did with his eyes. Fold your black paper in half and then cut out 2 triangles so they're the same size. Depending if you want to get into a lot of detail, you could make his claws. So he has feet like that. And I just cut out 2. Made a big triangle. And then cut out little triangles for his claws, or his, if you want to call them, his toes. I'm just going to glue those on. Like that. All right. All right, now that our owl's glued down, he has 2 eyes and 2 feet, we're gonna work on our moon. So you can either do a crescent moon or a full moon. It's up to you. You can do that on yellow paper, or if you wanted to do orange, that's fine too. This is the area I'm gonna put my moon in, so it can't be too big. I am gonna do a full moon, so I'm just gonna draw a circle. And like I said, you could do a crescent moon, kind of looks like that, but I'm going with the full moon this time. So we're going to use scissors to cut that out. Moon is not perfectly circle. You can also use, to get a perfect circle, you can use the bottom of a cup or anything that's circular and trace it, but I just drew it by hand. I'm just gonna put some glue in there and stick my moon up top. Okay, now it's time to add our white paint, because our snowy owl, he's in a snowy background. So I like to put my paint, my white paint or any kind of paint, on a paper plate. It's just easier to use. Get your Q-tip and you're just gonna dip and dab and do snow. And you can put the snow, it could be a blizzard, whatever you would like. So I'm just dipping and dabbing. You can put it on the tree. And it can be an opening. Okay, so we got our snow, we got our owl, we got our moon, and that's our picture. Alright, I hope you had fun with this art project. Earlier I did a great horned owl, so you can see I used brown and white on this one, and our snowy owl that we worked on today. So go ahead and like this video and have fun with it. Maybe check out an owl book at the library.